Welcome to Living in Beauty. It's Monday, September 22nd, 2025, day 3,353 on the road, and we are still in Vienna, Austria until mid-October. First, you should know we're okay. Second, the beauty of our campground hosting adventure is that we got out of it alive, but it was a close one. After 14 months of pain, denial, healing, and stewing over what could have been, we are finally able to share our sorry work camping story without having to post a red foul language warning at the top of the page. We'd hoped to keep it quiet, move on, nurse our wounds, wash our mouths out with soap, and pretend it never happened. But trauma doesn't work that way. If you don't go there, it will come and get you. This is our third month in Vienna for our 50th wedding anniversary trip. From here, 6,000 miles away from the campground, we're finally able to face our Waterloo. If what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, then we hope our story helps others. To protect the innocent, we will avoid names and places. Our purpose here is not catharsis, or to blacklist or defame, but to share a cautionary tale about campground work and hope it helps our fellow RVers. First, let's clear the air. 1. Even though campground work didn't pan out for us, Carmen and I value volunteer host and camp work more than ever. Many forever campers, people who dwell permanently in RV households, rotate annually between 2 or more campgrounds. Imagine living in the Florida Keys through winter, Malibu in spring, Lake Superior in summer, the Blue Ridge Mountains in autumn. Residing in the most iconic vacation destinations during peak season in exchange for skilled part-time labor. For many RVers, that is the dream. But these days, many campground hosts are working as a strategy to be near family members who need help or renting their house to supplement income. Whatever the reasons, our living in beauty lifestyle depends on work campers volunteering behind the scenes to help senior retirees, essential workers, and digital nomads navigate unaffordable housing in America. We owe campground hosts a debt of gratitude. Many federal, state, county, city, and private parks cannot operate without these unsung heroes. 2. We never set out to campground host or work camp. We are retired and financially solid. Why tinker with a purring engine? But over the years, with campground crowding, closures, and resort price inflation, slowly we turned, and the idea seemed attractive. Then, one fateful day, never evolved into, sure, why not? 3. We had every expectation for a fabulous first experience. And we can assure you that it was a hot job. But extreme heat was the easy part. In the course of 2 workdays, 3 weeks apart, Carmen suffered a broken hand, loosened teeth, a hematoma on her ankle, and 2 head accidents requiring 2 emergency room visits, many appointments with specialists, emergency dental work, physical hand therapy for 3 months, and prescription pain meds. You might be saying, holy cow, what happened? Understandably, due to the severe trauma Carmen is still working through, she's not keen to discuss it. She's healing, though she still suffers head and hand pain. But time heals. And in good moments, like now, we look back and think through the accumulation of events that led to such a life-threatening error in judgment. We are survivors. It is a blessing that we can look back. Now, we'd like to pass along what we learned to our fellow RVers. We heal and we rise by helping others. We should have done our homework before accepting the t-shirt. Looking back, our gut instinct screamed, no, while our flawed logic hissed, yes. We were too deep before we realized how badly we messed up. Stop is a good word. We missed several opportunities to employ the brakes and acknowledge those little red flags you feel rising in your gut. For example, the moment we were offered a peachy gatehouse job in a secluded, semi-developed site with full hookups in an award-winning urban campground, we should have paused to consider why this awesome job was being offered to two seniors without any camp work experience. Had we acknowledged our gut feelings, we would have stopped and taken a moment to inspect ourselves in the mirror and ask, do we look like ambassadors in the faces of the campground? Would we hire us for the job? Maybe then we'd have remembered that we haven't worked real jobs in a decade. But no, we high-fived and congratulated our old asses. And again, when we were persuaded to sign off on our right to workers' compensation insurance, we should have said, stop. But we signed off on the park's promise to cover any losses our insurance rejected. We failed to interview our predecessors. We heard they were nice, quiet old couple who retired to Texas. But with only a few days to settle in, we spent the time completing our background checks, submitting our fingerprints, and taking P-tests to prove that we are not criminally degenerate, drug-addicted senior citizens. Observing the gatehouse during peak hours would have been a better use of our time. Our friendly supervisor met with us, described the job, assured us there would be no manual labor. He frankly expressed that it could be very busy at times during the summer. He also said it can be hot out there, but the booth is air-conditioned, before offering us the opportunity to back out before signing the contract. Here is the gatehouse job description as documented by the park advertisement. Gatehouse. Provide positive customer service relations to the general public utilizing our park. Collect fees, provide general information, and assist with communication support for staff. Schedule varies from morning, afternoons, to early evenings. Here is a more accurate description gleaned from our first-hand midsummer experience. Gatehouse. You'll be standing outside in the hot sun for up to 4 hours at a time in well over 110-degree temps, breathing noxious fumes as you conduct hundreds of cash and credit card transactions per hour for dozens of products, which you must account for in detail at day's end. If you don't work fast and efficiently, cars will pile up, sometimes 50 at a time. Don't feel rushed, but check in campers for one of the 300 campsites. And don't let fishermen pass without purchasing permits for extra poles. Extra poles are hard to hide in a Subaru. First, check for passes. Check to make sure the passes are up to date. Check to confirm the people with the passes are the people issued the passes. Be sure to collect the $25 fee to use the RV dump. Remember the price difference between the weekend and weekday splash pad wristbands. And make sure you have enough bags of duck food. Everyone pays to park. Decades ago, parking was free, so you must explain to old people that parking isn't free anymore. You may have to explain it several times. They might get mad, maybe real mad. Watch those toes, there's no curb. And keep an eye on the pedestrian path because you don't want to be the one who lifts the traffic barrier arm for a distracted driver who, while stowing away their credit card, hits a toddler. Oh, and watch out for those shady characters who might be armed, dangerous, or drunk. But no worries. If they hurt you, we'll catch them because everything's on camera. Now, you two kids, go out there and have fun. Never has a campground cost us more. Why didn't we see the red flags? The campground operates under the umbrella of a government entity. Perhaps we deluded ourselves with an outdated sense of civic protection. The questions: how many work-related injuries have volunteers suffered here? How were they compensated for their injuries? Were they satisfied with the compensation? Should have been addressed early in the interview process. We wanted to interact more with our fellow volunteers, but most were busy working other jobs outside the campground or focused on training us in the gatehouse details, which we quickly mastered. Most of the volunteers were cordial. Some were very kind, even sharing fresh overstock from a produce stand job. and other volunteers were all about business. Even if you're already pulling the uniform t-shirt over your head, it isn't too late. Think it through. There is no minutia. Leave no stone unturned. If you are required to reject workers' comp to volunteer in exchange for a free site that costs your employer pennies a day, in our opinion and experience, that is a 10 red flag deal breaker. As the popularity of RVing expands and the housing crisis continues, we predict there will be even greater need for this kind of information exchange for first-time camp workers. In conclusion, with our limited experience, we can only share what we know. Things to remember are that you are important. Life is fragile. And lastly, when you contract to live on an employer's property to work their grounds, you are provided a site for your RV. That site is not charity. The employer needs workers to live on the grounds. The site should reflect that your being there is to the employer's advantage. The site should be clean, modern, updated, and properly maintained, an incentive worthy of your labor. Again, we don't want to discourage, only to inform. Most camp hosts and camp workers we've met are happy with their situation. We're just two campers who tried it and got burned. Maybe we'll give it another go someday, sometime, somewhere.
No!
Yeah, maybe we could think about it.
No!
Just one more time?
Are you nuts?
In the right place at the right time?
What are you smoking, the wacky weed?
All right, maybe not again. From our experience and lessons learned, we have listed a long stack of questions to ask. Every one of them should be answered and documented to your satisfaction, preferably in writing. If you're not satisfied or are refused an answer, that is a red flag. Thank you for joining us in Living in Beauty. If you like this post and want to be notified when a new one is released, please enter your email address and click the follow button at the bottom of this page. For more information, check out our travel maps and facts. Okay, that's it for now. Safe and happy travels until next time.